one nation,
one nation,
Under God.
under God,
indivisible, with
liberty and
liberty
justice
and
for all.
justice for all.
Okay, roll call. Matt Waldinger,
Present.
Lisa Austin, Don Crenshaw, me, Russ LaFleur,
Here.
Jim Cardman,
Here.
John Groh, Gene Miller,
Here.
Paul Pangras, Lacey Luddy,
Here.
and Cindy Wells. Okay, we do have 6. So we can proceed. How about a review and approval of the minutes of the last meeting? Has everybody read them or know them?
Yes, I have.
Yes.
And I'll make a motion to approve them.
Who, Jim?
Yes.
Okay,
I will second.
And-
This is Matt.
Matt seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any against? Approved.
Michael Orr, oh, sorry. I thought you asked if there were any guests. My fault, Charles.
Nope, not yet.
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
Okay,
Hi,
second.
Michael.
Everybody in favor of the minutes being read?
Aye.
Aye.
Approved. Okay, are there any guests?
We do have Michael Orr who joins us. He's a consistent guest of ours. You can't see him, but we can. So I will make note of that he is here.
Okay. And we can, is there any other guests?
Not
Being
at
none,
this time.
being none, we'll go to hearing of the public. Is there anybody who would like to speak about anything? Being no answer, I take it that nobody wants to talk.
Nothing new.
Okay, we will move on to communications. Department of Planning and Community Development Report. And that
Sure.
comes from Honey Stemka.
Thank you, Charles. So we have 2 farms that the State Ag Board approved at their August meeting, a farm in Northeast Township and a farm in Girard Township that were approved for the Ag Preservation Program. There is still time if you have farms in your particular communities that you want to have considered for the preservation program. That application closes September 30th. So there is still time to get that in. John McGrainer is our go-to person in our office for any questions related to that.
Where was the farm in Girard? Did they tell you what one it is?
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Is there a list though, honey, of those that are in, say, West County?
Yep, we have a running list in the office, and that is actually, we've been talking a lot about our mapping projects, and this is one that I think is ripe to be mapped and available to the public. Right now it's like an Excel spreadsheet of addresses and those types of things. I don't remember the name of the farm. That meeting with the Ag Preservation Board was in August, and I sometimes have a hard time even remembering what happened earlier this week. So I apologize.
Would it be John to contact to find out who they are? Here's what I'm saying.
Yes.
I hate the word. You don't want to say something to one of the guys around here if they're already on the list. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, John McGrainer, and I can make a note too to just mention that you might have interest in that, and he could contact you and let you know which farms.
That's fine. He would do
That'd be
that.
great.
Yeah.
I think Jim would want it too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I will make a note to have John send.
Maybe next month's meeting, if you could give us a copy of the farms that were on and the ones that were
Contacted.
purchased.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. And honestly, that's easy to send.
Okay, that'd be great.
Yep, just let me make a note. Okay. All right, what else can I tell you? There is a recycling summit for municipal recycling coordinators that's going to be held next Wednesday, September 23rd. I know, Matt, that Jesse is
Oh.
already on that list. I mean, welcome to tell her, right?
Okay, I'll keep writing then.
Our municipal recycling coordinators, they're pretty aware of that, but that's taking place virtually. Typically that takes place in person, but we are hosting it virtually, and that's happening next Wednesday, the 23rd. Along that same line with events is the International Coastal Cleanup, which is taking place on Saturday, September 19th. And so if you have people in your community that like to volunteer to do events like this is a great one. I will tell you personally, my oldest, who is about 11 and a half, has been participating in this since he was 2.5. And this year, it's always for us, it's weather dependent. My youngest will be 5 tomorrow, and we're gonna put him into the rotation and head down to Lower 4 Mile Creek and pull the trash out of there. But it's always a good event. There's usually hundreds of volunteers across the entire coastline of Erie County.
Honey, did you
Yeah.
say that the recycling thing was canceled?
It's not
No.
canceled. It's just being held virtually instead of in person. Like, for example, last year, Edinburgh hosted us at their municipal building for that summit, but we're going to be doing it virtually this year.
Where would that be at then?
On
By who, I mean?
on this platform. Like
Huh?
it'll be on Zoom.
Oh, okay. Okay, I want to write that down.
Yeah, Charles, if you want, I can have our recycling coordinator send you that information.
Yeah, I would like that because I don't do that computer stuff.
Yeah, there'll be a phone, right? There'll be a phone option as well. So yeah, I can send out the event info on that as well.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yep, no problem. Glad to help.
Is there anything else under the Department of Planning
Yep,
report?
there is. There is. Along the lines of recycling, on Saturday, September 26th, there is a virtual recycling panel discussion, which once again, I know Mill Creek is involved with. That's, I guess it's World Rivers Day that day. And so there is going to be a recycling panel discussion held that day, once again, virtually. And then this Saturday, there is the Reuse Fest from 10 to 2 down at the UPMC health plan building right on the bayfront to the east of the Don John building down there. So it's a one-day drop-off event that's open to the general public in order to, to just divert materials from the landfill that can be recycled. I know for us, we're going to be loading in it. I have some decor that I no longer want to use, but is in really good shape. And there's like the Habitat for Humanity Restore and those types of places that are going to be at that event to take those types of things. And so once again, I can send that. There's like a virtual flyer online. I can send that information out if that would be of interest to any of you or your people in your municipalities. And then 2 other things. The newest grant round for the Coastal Zone program opened on August 31st, and it closes on October 19th at 4 p.m. So if anyone has any projects in their community that they're considering Joy Franzoli in our office is your go-to person for those projects. And that's really it. I mean, a lot of the projects that I've talked about last month are still ongoing. The National Marine Sanctuary update, the Emerge 2040. I can't remember if I did speak about that. I would have to actually look at the minutes again. From last month, we had put out for bid for consultants to review the Emerge 2040 plan because it's at its 5-year anniversary, and that's what's called for in the plan. We received those responses, 3 responses to the RFPs, and we decided to reject all of those bids. Just given this current time and what we're dealing with COVID, we couldn't really justify the expense of doing that, particularly with a consultant group that was outside of the community at this point. And that was all that was available to us at this time. So we've decided to reject those. We'll revisit that in 6 months, see where we're at as a community, and if we're going to move forward with that. I'm working on an internal review plan with the steering committee that they'll lead, but I'm kind of helping to develop the bones of that in the meantime. So other than that, and I don't want to steal Jim's thunder given his connection with the land bank, but the land bank has been acquiring and demolishing properties, and it's really fantastic. And that's all that I have.
Okay.
Okay, I'll
Very
jump
good.
into the land bank and we'll complete that with the Department of Planning report. If that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Erie County Land Bank has actively been purchasing properties and acquiring properties is the best way to put it. We don't really purchase much of anything, but we're continually working with Union City Borough on the property that's on the main street, that's on the corner. It's an old commercial building. We're working through.
Yeah, that's the one that's been on the news.
Yeah, that's the one.
They had it on TV.
Yeah, we're going to take ownership of it so we can. We got the legal work in, and we found out the only way that we can work on it is if we own it. So we're going to put a new roof on it and then turn it back over to the Union City Pride. So that one's in the works. There's a lot of things that you got to do before you can take ownership to a property, and our land bank attorneys working diligently on some of these properties. We have a property in Fairview that they're looking at purchasing, or not purchasing, but acquiring, that is it's dilapidated. There is no ownership. The heirs of the estate are gone. So we've assigned a person from our township as the administrator of the will, and we're working diligently trying to get ownership of that property so we can turn that over to the land bank.
Can it be taken by eminent domain?
Yeah, that's the way it's similar to that, but it's just acquiring ownership through heirs and a trustee, I guess. They got a little different name to it, but it's very similar. We're also looking at, we've been donated to the Girard Hotel in the downtown Girard, and we're going to go through the demolition procedures with the Girard Hotel. We've given the people involved with the ownership in the community the opportunity to go in and take certain artifacts out of the building before we go through the demolition process. So that legal part's taking place right now, and hopefully within the next 6 months we can see the Girard Hotel come down. We still are working actively with Union City on a couple other properties and in Corey. Along with that, we are visiting, it's that time of the year getting towards the fall where the Claim Bureau gives us delinquent properties that we can purchase through the tax sale. And Jay Alberstadt's working very hard to see what properties are up this year and which ones we'll take ownership to. So that's really the kind of a nutshell where we are. It's kind of a summary of what we've done since the past month.
Okay.
All have been doing a lot of work. I mean, it's really fantastic.
Is there anything else? Any commissioner want to report anything besides having a look at this coronavirus junk?
No, I'm tired of it.
You ain't alone.
Can
I
I,
had 3 beers since May.
we're tired of it, ready to go back to work hard here in Fairview. So.
may I make a reminder about, I know those of you that are in this meeting are very much in the know. And I know Mill Creek has already submitted their grant request, reimbursement request, along with Summit Township as well. But just a reminder that the municipal reimbursement program, the application deadline is September 30th. You have some time. And we are processing those on a roll as they come in.
When is it? What's the deadline?
September 30th. But we will process those as they come into us.
Everything seems to be running to the end of September, don't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the nonprofit program closes on the 15th. I think the small business one does too. All that information is on our website, and I would imagine, once again, the people that want or need to know that information have sought that out. We've seen a good response to the program, and things, thankfully, on the back end are running smoothly. I mean, that was kind of, one, we need to get the money out to the county, but we needed to be able to handle all of that on the other side, and it's all going pretty smoothly. So we're relieved. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
Are there any other commissioner reports?
I just have a question for Russ.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, hang on. I understood, I don't know, do you know if they've started, or I understood there's going to be a mural done?
You're talking down on the, they haven't started it. On the
You
89. No, they haven't started it yet. And I don't know the status of it, to be honest with you.
Okay, only because Albion is looking to do a mural, and I had suggested, because we have one in Girard, I had told them also to check with Northeast, that I didn't know if they had started yet or not. Okay.
Yeah. But I'm going to check on it now that you've asked.
Okay, very good. Thanks.
Something
Okay.
interesting about the murals is they just did a tally of those across the county, and there are 75 murals throughout the entirety of Erie County. And I know the Visit Erie, along with some other organizations, are currently putting together kind of a, depending on the location, like a walking, driving, biking tour of the murals, and kind of trying to group them in different ways, and as a kind of an attraction for people to come visit, or for those of us that are here to see those. So once you get your murals done, we can add them to the growing list.
So it's Visit Erie that would have the list.
Definitely Visit Erie. I was on a call earlier today, and it would be Visit Erie would have that. Yeah.
Okay. Just to tell,
Good.
tell
Good.
other ones that are, because they were asking us about where we got the paint and, what's the plot, where we got it at. And just, I told them, I said, well, let's check around at other ones to see what colors they used in that. So this is fine.
Well, they would have the list of like locations. I don't know that they would have the list of like, yeah,
That's fine.
those types of, yeah, but good place to start. Yeah.
Any more commissioner reports? Being none, we can move on to old business. adoption of new bylaws tabled again.
Yes,
What can you say about that, honey?
So what I can say is that the administrative code has not gone, the revised or updated administrative code has not gone to council yet. So as soon as it does and it's approved, then we can, I think then it makes sense to get a group of us together to look at the bylaws and get those squared away.
Okay.
So we don't need a motion, do we?
Nope.
No,
We did that
Okay.
a couple meetings back just to table them until further notice.
Okay. All righty, let's go on to the Bayfront corridor discussion. Do we have anybody who wants to speak about that?
Mr. Chairman, this is Matt Waldinger. I'd like to.
go ahead, Matt.
Go for it.
Okay, thanks. I know that we had a presentation at the last meeting about the Bayfront corridor, and there were some concerns raised during it. And a motion was put forward that didn't really get any traction. And in the interim, I've done some research and looked at some information to get a little better sense of the Bayfront corridor project itself. And I have some things I'd like to share with you about the Bayfront corridor project. That was a project that was put forward by the Municipal Planning Organization in the 2017 Long Range Transportation Plan. And that plan had been presented to us as a planning commission in March of 2017. That plan was, the Long Range Transportation Plan was adopted by County Council, and because of that, it becomes a part of the county's comprehensive plan. And just real quick, a snippet of the description of this project in that plan, I think, is important. The plan was to address accessibility between the Bayfront and downtown, as well as congestion, multimodal safety, and equity. The project may include improvements for multimodal safety and operations, landscaping, additional access points for residents on the bluffs to access the Bayfront, a grade separated improvement at State Street, and enhancement of the multi-use trail. It says improvement should serve as a connection between the Bayfront and downtown rather than a division. And the reason I bring that up is because this project was actually ranked #1 as the most important long-range transportation project for the 2017 Long-Range Transportation Plan. As Honey mentioned, I think before the meeting started, I don't know if everybody was here, but the project was awarded $21 million in federal build grant funds today. I know they tried to get those funds last year and were rejected, but they were awarded the funds for this year. And in light of all that, in light of the fact that this has been a planned for project, it was part of both the long range transportation plan and the county's comprehensive plan, by association, that I would like to make a motion that the Planning Commission authorize Director Stemka to prepare a letter of support for the Bayfront Corridor project to be presented to Erie City Council.
I will second that, Matt.
If there was a third, I would third it.
The motion is made by Matt Waldinger and seconded by Jim Cardman.
And thirded by Russ LaFuria.
Absolutely.
I am recording this meeting, so it will be noted,
Good.
Russ.
Awesome.
Thanks, Matt, for bringing that up, because
Okay,
before
now
you said you were going to speak. Go ahead.
now it's been the motion, and the motion was approved. Everybody for the motion, say aye.
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 Everybody against, say no. Ayes have it, and it's approved.
Matt, thanks for doing that, because that's exactly what was on my mind tonight. I didn't have prepared as you did, so I'm glad you brought it up.
Thank you.
I did want to speak about it and support that project, because we have to rely on our MPO within Erie County, Pennsylvania for all of our transportation funding. We have to do that. We have to support that group. So I happen to sit on a technical committee, but that has nothing to do with the coordinating committee that made that motion.
Is there anybody else that would like to speak about it? Now that it's been approved, we can move on to new business, and there is none, according to my schedule here. So with that, I hope everybody's well, and I hope everybody makes out good with this damn virus thing.
Yeah.
And at this time, I think as long as there's no other comments and nobody wants to say, does anybody want to say anything else?
Nope. Thank you all for
Okay.
Very quiet. I'll ask
Thanks,
for
everybody.
a motion.
Yeah.
Motion for adjournment.
Oh,
No
sure,
more-
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Go ahead, Russ. Russ made it.
Russ will make a
Russ?
motion. Yes, sir.
Okay, seconded by,
I'll do it.
okay, Jeannie.
Yep.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Against? It's approved.
Thanks,
Who's ever
everybody.
against just can stay by themselves.
Thanks,
Yep.
everybody. Have a
Thank
good
you.
Thank
Have a
you.
good night, everybody.
Bye.
Have a nice,
You too.
have a good holiday,
Thanks. Bye.
and stay away from the crowd.
Yes.
Okay, thanks, everybody. I appreciate you
Charles.
calling in and doing your duty as you asked to do, and so God bless.
Thank you. Thanks, Charles. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.